Oh, so, hello everybody. Off camera, I've just mixed up 500 mils of art resin. I've got 250 mils of hardener and 250 mils of the resin. I've also put a little bit of alcohol, which is 99% isopropyl alcohol, into each of these little red cups to help the pigment liquidize. So I've got copper. I've got all of these colours here. Ta-da! And then I have a little cup with some white spray paint, a cup with some black spray paint, and a cup with some silver spray paint just here, which I'll be adding as well. So here we go. It's really bubbly, but I'm not concerned about that. They always work their way to the surface anyway. I've got two pieces here which are hopefully in shot. If not, I'm just going to have to show you amazing things at the end when I realise. So I'll just go straight ahead and pour some of this into the pigment and alcohol. I've got about 3 scoops, little skinny sticks. I've got about 3 scoops of pigment in each, with about 1 millimetre of alcohol. Really not a lot. My blue. Absolutely beautiful colours. I've been playing with resin a lot. Now I would even have my mask on for this part usually, but I've worn it solidly for days and I think it's given me toothache all here, and that's where the mask sits. So when I torch, I'll wear it, but until then it's tough because I am not having the kind of toothache I had last night. Ooh, dripping everywhere. Just build up some low. I'm filling these cups mostly to the top, at least 2/3 full with the amount of alcohol that's in there. It really wants to be quite a lot of resin. It's more alcohol than I've used on any of the other times, to be quite fair, so I hope that that's not going to be a problem. One for my white. I'll have a bit more in there. Lots in my black. Right. So I'll stick the jug there. I need another little cup for my silver. There we are. So a couple more stirrers as well. One for the black, that's a big cup. And all the rest are little cups. Ooh, one for the silver and one for the white. I'm just going to add a little bit of the satin white pigment I have here into the resin that I'll be putting the white spray paint into. Again, I normally wear a mask when I go near these powders, and I did when I did all of the rest of them, but we'll just quickly bob some in. Where's the white going? That one. That's 2 really heaped sticks. Okay. I'm just going to work on stirring all of these. Hopefully the white spray paint in with the resin will be quite forgiving to help this powder go in. Just going to add some more resin, to make sure I'm not going over that 10% mark with my pigment, because that was quite a lot of white that I put in there. I got carried away. I'm just going to whiz through all of these. Okay, that's not incredibly well mixed in. As I say, I'll be adding the spray paint to this one as well. I'll do that now. Just a few drops, because it won't like a lot of it. There we go. It's probably had 8 drops, roughly, of the white spray paint. There we go, that's gorgeous. Now I'll give all of the others a mix, which won't be as difficult because they have the alcohol playing with them. Oh, I'm excited. It's going to be a couple of good pieces, I can feel it. Wants to be. I've had enough practice lately. I'm surrounded by resin things. I've taken all my pictures off the wall and I'm actually resining them. Doing lots. Up to my eyeballs. But it's great. So I'm just going to begin by taking my black and pouring it to the top and to the bottom of each piece. Okay, just going to come along with my hands and rub it all in the areas that I want it. I can add more at any time. I've got quite a lot of clear resin left here and all of these cups are quite full. So I'm just going to move fairly fast and rub the resin around. You get 45 minutes working time, which I've managed to get, I don't know, last night I was out here for hours because when the resin becomes gelled, I use it then for my doming layers on all of these pieces, if you can see them to my left. So I got quite a long time. I got nigh on 2.5 hours before it was absolutely unworkable. And I had an issue with my blowtorch and I'm sure it was squirting gas all over my piece. Every time I got it perfect, I would torch it and then it, like silicone bubbles would spring up everywhere and I would have to massage for ages and ages, and I used a bare finger hoping that my oiliness would counteract the oiliness there. I just, every time I torched it, these different dimples came up everywhere. So it was a dilemma. I was not amused. My only conclusion, as I say, is that it was spewing gas out of the fire end, which is not good. So I went back to my big blowtorch anyway. This is all quite nicely layering. Spreading. This is a mirror and I've spray painted it black. This is a vinyl that's been painted on once before. I've acryliced over it with black, so it may have some silicone or residue lurking on this one. I've yet to see. I'm becoming more and more of the mind that the silicone's harder work than it's worth when you can create effects anyway without it. Okay, so this is getting a really nice even coverage all around. I'll just tuck this cup under so it doesn't stick to it. And I was supposed to check how level I was. But this is my working area. I usually am fairly level unless I knock it. And I have a level area over there to move it to when I move on to my next piece, so I'm not stuck waiting for over a day for it to dry. Okay, so I can stop messing with that now. Maybe. I'm just putting some different areas through it. The resin will move and do its own thing regardless of what I do. But there we are, it's all worked smoothly around so that when I add any more, it's not an issue to get the coverage I need. And when I torch it and it becomes runnier and moves, it's just all helping the resin get that even coverage again when I add more. Oops, I don't want to send it over. Beautiful. All I'm going to do now is begin to build. I'll put a couple of thin paws on first, I believe. No, I'll just get another cup. I'm going to build several dirty paws and pour them roughly where I'd like them to be. No real order to my colours. I want my blues, my whites and my golds together to have a semblance of a sea area. And I want my browns, my reddy coppery golds together to have an earthy area. But what happens, happens. Where am I going with this? Just going to add some in a few strategic places. Okay, whoa, slippery. And then here I can afford to pour a little bit. Okay, and my browns, I'm going to do the same. Okay, and then this piece too. Okay, craziness, I know. So into my cup, I would like the gold to come out last. Throw blue everywhere. So I'm going to pour the gold in first. A nice generous amount. Then I'll go with some white, which is looking beautiful. A bit thicker, but that's the amount of stuff I've added to it. Good glug of white there. Then the blue. Small amounts of the silver. More white. More blue. I dashed and got my charger and then I had to wait for it to get to 15%. So in the meantime, so I don't spoil my time, basically, I've built an earthy cup and a sea cup, so there's white, blue and gold in there, and all of the other coppers, reds, golds and browns in there. And I've done the same for the vinyl. The last of the blue is in the bottom of that cup, and then all of the earthy tones. I'm just going to do dirty paws with these as quickly as I can in case my camera's not playing ball and the resin needs to be on there. Okay, so I'll just have a little think. This is my earthy area. I'm just going to pour this one in a funky fashion. I'd like a little bit of white on the top of it though. I'll just give that a stir. And pour it straight on. going to just sit that there a little bit. I'm going to take my blue one. I can't remember if it's been stirred or not, so I'll give it a small stir. Looks extremely bubbly, and then I'll pour it on. Okay, I will be needing another brown cup to come around here and just tie it all in a little bit. So I do have some paints left over, some resins left over. I quite like the whiteness on top of this, it's giving me some funky swirls, but I'll need some more white and some, well, I'm out of the brown for this one. Oh, stop dripping off, I need you on there. Alright, so I'll give this one a stir. And then I'm going to pour it straight on. It's my earthy tones again. Can't see that, I've just got my cup gently placed on the end of the canvas, allowing the last of the paints to come out. Although I do have an issue going on with the amount of resin coming my way when there's none going your way, so I need to jam something under there. Sharpish! Let's see if we can't stop that craziness. Get back! So we have the blues going on beautifully down here. They're not very deep blue, so I may mix some blue by itself. Then I have this ocean cup to go onto this piece. Way not oceany enough. Just leave that there for a minute. I'm just going to come along and build myself a little more brown. Another one. Okay, it's all looking rather yummy. But it still is lopsided. Get back. And this one's just sitting, contemplating. Now I could really do with some more of the blue pigments just by itself to pour in, and of course I've used my blue cup for something else. So this one wants a little tip. I don't really go for tipping the resin, especially when it's art resin and costs a lot. However, this one's got some interesting stuff going on and it is going to improve. I just need a little bit more black and a little bit more blue. I'm going to bob you on pause while I mix some of this clear up. I've just mixed up myself some more white, a little bit more black and some more blue. I mixed up some more of the darkest brown, and to that I added a little bit of this, it's like a gunmetal slash brown, to make it that little bit deeper. Warm it ever so slightly with the torch. I'm going to tilt and use my heat gun. Okay, this one's stunning, absolutely beautiful, but I still want to do more to it. We are now roughly 15 hours later. I left these, I gave them a little more with the heat gun, and I got a little carried away. This vinyl here started to bend somewhat, so I left it alone. And then this piece, we've got some gorgeous areas. It's really hard to capture the detail, but it's looking good. I'm going to add a second layer to these, which will be mostly clear, but with some colour accents to create a 3D effect with the resin. I want to enhance the blue areas of the ocean and add some deeper colours onto this earthy side, and we'll be done. But what I will do, while I've got a minute, is see if I can get this pretty spill off the table. As I say, we're 16 hours later, so we're not on a full hard cure yet. And this doesn't really want to come off. When it's ready, it just peels off easily. But I don't really want to spill all over the top of this one, because it's pretty. Come on. Come off. I know you're not ready, but come on. There we are. There we go. Okay. I'll just show you this. Okay, oops. Because these are really useful for my jewellery. You see them here? I can cut these up, especially while they're still soft like this, and that'll make it really easy to cut out these shapes that I make. That was easy, but look, see the beach? I can make some stunning pendants when I take this off here. Hopefully you can see that. Lovely. I don't do wasting resin at all. This runoff will make so many things. Here we are. So I'll bring this bendy record back. And it is my bad for getting carried away. There it is. See this little area here? This is where I got carried away with the heat gun, which is why this one needs a coat. I'm quite happy with the design on it. I'll probably add a little bit of blue and a little bit of white and then just coat it again. There we go. We will fix this little beauty. Right, I'll pause you now while I mix up my my batch of resin. So I've got my resin now. I'm using a different pot because the other stuff hasn't cured well enough for me to pull it back out of my jug yet. I'm going to use the pewter colour that I added late on in the game yesterday, some more of the brown, and some white, gold and blue. I believe. I may lay off on the gold, I'm not entirely sure on that one yet. No, I don't want them on the table because it's probably all sticky still. Okay, so I just need a little bit of alcohol, which I'll then divide between my cups. That's not a little bit, that's lots. So it's just enough to take the pigment. So I would be using my little red cups, but again, the resin isn't quite ready to pull out of them from yesterday. It's gorgeous. Right, so I'll stick some blue in there. That's just 2 little scoops. I've just remembered I've actually got some resin liquid pigment. It might have another shade of blue that will be really dark to go with it. I'll have a look in a moment. I'll just smoosh this powder into the little bit of alcohol. I find that really helps so you don't get the grainy look. I don't feel like I want a lot of gold. Just pour, I want to be careful for how much pigment I have put in there though, that I do put enough resin. As I say, I do believe I've got another resin tint that I might like to try. I'll grab it now. Back when I very first started playing with the resin, I was using some of these pigments, well, Resin Tint, and I did this, which has got potential, but it's got the powdery granule look to the edges, and it's not coated because I did not know what I was doing properly. So another layer on this, I think I'd really bring out some beautiful areas. It's more of a purpley blue, so I actually wouldn't want to use a lot of it. Look, I didn't even know to take my edges. Idiot. Right. I'll begin by putting the lid on this alcohol. I'll go with the blue first and see what takes my fancy. Let's see what colour this is going to come out at. So I'll just do a little bit for now. I don't want a lot of purple if it comes out that way. I can't quite remember how it's going to go. We'll just go with that tiny bit. Ooh, look at the blue! Oh my word, that's beautiful. Perhaps I used something else for the purple on that. We'll see. Let's just add a little bit. Oh, look at that! Compared to the other blue. Yeah, that's nice. This blue has the metallic shimmer from the powder pigment, and this one has a real translucent look to it. I could add some more, that was just a tiny bit. I could make it a deeper colour. And it is blue, so it's a mystery where I got the purple from. So I'll put a little drop more in there. That's it. Oh, I'm in love. Absolutely in love with that colour. Okie dokie, so I need my black and my white. Are you all ready for me to begin? I am. Good. I'm going to start by drizzling clear. No negative space, it wants to be reinforced with the clear. I love the waves over this area. I feel like these need to come into one with the sea. These waves are rolling in. These waves are rolling out. I feel like it needs more direction to it. So I'll just plonk my clear in my negative space for now. Okay, so I'll just spread this around. Heat this a little bit, it'll be runnier and it'll self-level. So onto this one before I lose it all off the edge, and I'll just do the same. I'll rub the clear coat as far as it wants to go. I'm going to begin with my darkest blue, and I'll just slowly add some. It's so gorgeous. I don't have any clear left to make any more of this blue, but there is only a small amount of blue on here. onto the next blue. Okie dokie. Ooh, that blue is amazing, but I'm scared. Blue. I have to think how far this is going to go when I do move my resin. Okay, I'm not crazy, don't worry. Go with that and come and work on this bit afterwards. And I need some white on my other piece. Okay, I need to prop something under this side again, because I do not want that up my way. Okay, that's fine, I'm good with that. I'll leave it like that for a little while, see if that resin clears off back that way. Now then, that's better, that's flatter. Now I'm going to pile some black on the top. Get back. Do you want any black on you? Have some black. Have some black. Okay, I'm sending me wacko now. Yeah, I am usually this crazy. Whatever I do, I need to go put this back flatter. Save my precious resin. There you go, beautiful. Just deciding where to go with this one. Adding some colours. Now I'd like to add some more ocean. I'm going to change my plan a little bit and extend these waves. Now I'm leaving it. I mean it, I promise. I'm going to make it more as though the waves are coming in over here, flowing, crashing into land. Maybe. Hello everybody, I'm back. So it's been a little while, things have changed a little bit, but I'm back to finally finish what I started. I'll just show you where we're at with this piece. There we are. It's very, very pretty. Come closer. But there are one or two imperfections that I want to come back and sort out. Now I continued being creative when the video had cut off the other day. In fact, I think I came back and lost another video. Layer 3 that would have been. So this should technically be layer 4. I've gone a little bit different with my resin. I've mixed up a little bit more than the last few times. It was about 600 mils. I'll just show you this one. That one's looking beautiful as well. But again, it has some imperfections. And truth be told, I did another coat and then I tried to pour another layer too soon, and I ended up with obvious lines where I had poured a clear coat and it had seeped into the still gelled previous layer. So we can't rush resin. I do know this, but I'm okay. I figured I would give it a go and see if I could get away with it, and now I know that we can't. I've got my pigments and I've been a little bit different this time. I went with that green that I was eyeing up last time, and I have added it to the deepest blue pigment that I used before. I've come up with this gorgeous colour. It's just beautiful. It's like aqua teal. Really, really beautiful. And then I am using another blue pigment which is much more silky, shimmery and kind of silvery than the blue I was working with before. Can you see that? Nice, like a baby blue shimmer. And the black, I haven't opted for spray paint this time. I'm just using the pale black, and these are Metallic Magic from www.metallicmagic.co.uk. And there we have a black. So it'll be a little bit more transparent than the black that I was working with the spray paint. I just decided I wanted to use powder pigments. The brown, which is the same that I was using before. Yeah. And then we have the white, and again I haven't opted for spray paint. I'm not going for such a bold look like I was with the froth of the ocean. This should be quite subtle. So I have the satin white, then another one that is much more bigger pieces. Excuse my nails, I've been in the garden for days. So right, crystally powdery, larger granules. So I've mixed them in together, and then I've gone for the blue resin tint, and I mixed up some yellow. I've left the yellow really, really transparent. You see through that? Just as like an idea of yellow, rather than having some really bold yellow across my work. So I've shown you the album, I've shown you my pigments. I'm going to get straight on and put some clear resin all over. I've taped off the back, which you probably saw when I lifted it up. Taped off both of them. I have my mask ready to go. Check, 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 check. Yes, we're good. So I'll just plonk loads on. Try and keep this as to the point as possible. I don't really want to go crazy with the pigments because I love this. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Loads of depth, loads of beautiful areas, but it's just not the perfection I'm striving for. So we'll go again. I'll hopefully not change the piece altogether. Piling loads on. I don't want to mess around. I'm ready for it to just be done. I was really annoyed. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because there is a dog hair here. And there's a small area there. When I do something interesting, I'll bring you down so you can face this and see what's going on. It just looks so pretty. Right, we're going with it. We're going with loads. Just leave a bit in there for emergencies, or I can come along and put a doming layer on some of these beauties that are just waiting here. Should grab my other glove because I know what I'm like. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Right. So I'll just rub it all in. Not rub it in. Smear it about. Get a nice even coating. So that anything I'm doing next is just going to be adding colours and beautifulness to the areas I choose. I might want to throw the last of that resin on here anyway, just to be sure. Oh, that bit's beautiful. Yeah, I'm going to have to be really careful not to just pile colours on this and cover up what's there. Yeah, I'll definitely put some more on here, I think. Now this album isn't very flat at all. My poor little baby bent, as you heard me whinging all through this video. But it's so nice. And in between these videos I've had the vinyl under a heavy piece of wood with a layer of this plastic just over the top of the vinyl and then the wood. And it did flatten it. It hasn't really affected my surface either, because I was worried it would leave some indentations. So at least I do know I can get it quite flat. Been enjoying some absolutely blissful unseasonal sunshine. We've had days of it, as I'm sure you can tell by the state of me. I've been in the garden a lot. I'm a sun goddess. No, I just love the sun. It makes me feel amazing. Well, as amazing as I ever feel. It makes me get stuff done. So I apologise you've waited a little while for this video. There's a lot gone into the making of it, and then you lose me every time it's sunny. I'm not kidding, this is the last layer. I am not coming back to this. I'm going to cover it properly when I'm done. I'm going to babysit the hell out of it, and then I'm done. But with the 4 coats of resin, it's going to be quite a pricey piece, so it really needs to reflect amazingness. There we are. Nice not to be wearing jumpers. Oh, I've not shown you. Let me show you before I forget. I'm not sure what you're going to see of me, so let me just check. So if I stand like here, check out the earrings. Ah. And the necklace. Hopefully you can see it. This is my creations that I've actually finished. But with it being the one that matches the purple swipe, if it's in shot, they're my beauties. So I get to claim a pair and show them off. What do you think? You have to let me know. I personally love them. When I grab the camera I might spin it round and show you. It depends how brave I'm feeling. It's alright when it can't see me being seen. But yes, I've accomplished a lot. Lots and lots of finished things. But I'm just making sure I've already got some beautiful coverage. I should think about doing lives actually, and that way you guys can stop me. Say, no, don't put blue over that area. It's perfect just the way it is. I think that's the plan. It's okay, you're only missing a clear coat at the moment. If you can't see properly, I'll double check. I have to learn not to talk in these areas, because I know I always speed them up. That's looking relatively covered up to me. Come around this other side. Oh. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Maybe bring a bit more over here. I'll just shift you over, stick you on here, and then you get a nice view. So boo-hoo, you can't see me anymore. You get a good shot of my work. Yuck. Okay, so I'm just going to be brave. I want some green. I'd like to bring my earthy slide slash beach scene kind of this way, so it looks like the waves have risen and crashed this way. I feel like this is spoiling it. I've left this area pretty much well and truly alone because it's beautiful. This area I've tried to only go in between areas. I think the heat gun's going to see to that for me. Move it all over the place. I'll just shift these for now and give this one a little blast. Begin to warm the resin all over and then start to remove it. So this is where I got up to, and unfortunately I went a bit mental and it didn't go too well. I love it, I love the waves, but I have an area just here where I have kind of overheated, so it's going to want yet another coat. This bit I didn't have time to finish the way that I wanted to, so that's going to need another coat. Bring you down and show you. We've got some really beautiful stuff. My phone seems really hazy. I don't know why. No, you can see there where there's a definition between the blue and the lovely beautiful cells of that area. But yeah, it definitely wants another coat. I won't be able to be happy with just a clear coat because I do need a bit of more work. This area here I had to sling in some darker colours and work it with my fingers, and it was just too gelled, it wasn't happy. So down here, my phone just is hazy. I don't know why. I'll have to go into the settings and have a little look. No, it's just not showing you anything but blurry, hazy nothingness. I'll get some better pictures, a better little close-up. This one is gorgeous, but my phone's so hazy that you can't see it. It's just not my day today, so I'm going to give it up. I threw my leftovers onto a little mini canvas there, and that was a flip cup. Very nice, very nice. But yeah, unfortunately it needs more work. One more time and then you'll finally get a video. Bye bye bye. Forgot to show you my beautiful earrings. They got the cells just like my painting. My necklace has beautiful cells. Double chin there. Can you see? I love it. Bye bye. Okay, so this is what we have this morning. It's a brand new day. It's about 14 hours later. Perhaps a little more, maybe 16 hours. And it's quite pretty. And then over here, this side, I'm not going to do a great deal to. There's down here where I added some clear resin when I was out of work time. Beautiful, beautiful effects. I love this whole end. I'm not going to do a massive deal to all of that. I'm going to leave it alone. But I just think this bit needs a little bit of work, just to hide the clear and make it look like gorgeous effects. This bit needs some more coverage where I ran out of time. High school calling. I'll be back. See what the child wants. Okay, so pretty over here. It's showing the details a little bit more clearly today. It's quite pretty. I just feel like I need to bring it together a little bit more. I'd like this area to look more rocky, cliffy. I really like the light central focal point there with the brightness and the yellows. I just need a way to make this finished properly. The vinyl's looking very pretty. There's only one part of this that's bothering me. It's all lovely down here. But there's just a black bit there that I haven't worked. And that's not good. You see it on the left? The rest is gorgeous. Look at that. That one went together with absolutely no effort at all. What you saw just before in the video, that quick blast with the heat gun, I threw the colours at it, blasted it with the heat gun, and that was it. Right, I'll be back to complete this, as the high school have just informed me I have to go check out my daughter's knee. Little Miss Meanie over here. I don't want to go. But I'll be back. I'm all prepared for my final setup. At least the resin isn't mixed. So I'll be back in a few hours to deal with this. Hello. I'm going to go with that. You've got a nice little view there. I'm back again after spending a traumatic day out with my daughter at the hospital. She's fine, she's just hurt her knee a little bit, she's alright. So I'm back, I'm painting, and it's 7 o'clock. We're going to get this done in one fell swoop now. It's looking amazing, but I have a couple of issues in that. It's like part of a side-on view of a wave breaking against a cliff, and it's part of a bird's eye view where I was trying to make some waves lap onto a beach area, and that's just not working for me. It's not a real picture, I can't have it. So I'm going to try and bring up the waves up the bottom left part of the piece as though they're breaking around the rocks, where I've got them breaking above the rocks. I'm going to see if I can bring them down to break round and below to make it look like something like that. So with a bit of luck, this is going to be my final layer. I've kept everything mostly the same. So I have, my white's different. I've run out of spray paint. So for my last layer, I used the satin white and I used a really glittery white as well mixed in there. Today I have got, what have I got? I've got Colvin & Co acrylic paint, which I made slightly runnier with a little bit of alcohol, and also piled in a load of the satin white pigments because it was just far too vague. It's still, it's much better now, so hopefully it won't be powdery and it won't be bitty. I'm not that much of a fan of using acrylic paints in with the resin, but that's what that's what I'm using today. I have the brown here. I've added some black pigment and a little bit of the gunmetal shaded pigment to make this brown a gentler shade. And then the black, this is a mixture as well. It is a little bit of the black, pearl black pigments and a little bit of Colvin & Co.'s black acrylic paint, just to bolden that up. I didn't want full on black because it's not for the background, it's to go onto the cliff sort of area here to define what's nearest me for perspective a little bit. We're going to see if it works or not. Either way, it's going to be a pretty piece. This is going to be the final layer. It's going to be flawless. I won't jinx myself by saying that now. So check this out. I have got a beautiful t-shirt. Da, 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 da. This has been ordered and sent to me by one of my lovely fans. So I want to thank you. It's gorgeous. And no, yeah, I do know why you thought of me. Thank you. I'll crack on. I'm going to move the camera. I'm going to make you so you're looking down over what I'm doing, and we shall begin. We'll get this done. I've got 300 mils plus of resin left. Nigh on 350 mils, as well as all of the resin that I've pigmented. I started off with 450 mils. Off we go. Ta-da, we're back in business. So I'll do my usual. I'm actually going to leave this vinyl just how it is. It's looking pretty nice. Okay, so here you'll see what I mean. I have the breaking wave across the top. I'm going to do slightly more of a breaking wave here. And then I'm going to bring this area around that I didn't get time to finish working. And I'm going to have a wave kind of here and here. Okay, we have a clear coat done. I'm just going to run the blowtorch over it to get these few bubbles. And then I'm going to start with the pigments. Stick my mask on because I'll be using the heat gun quite a lot from here on in. I'm going to start down here, see what I can do about this. I'm going to have rid of the mask for a minute and work this with a straw to position it a little bit better before I bring in heat. So I'm going to tip this piece slightly and I'm going to use the heat gun to send this away a little bit. I'm going to stick my mask on for a little while again until I need the straw because I can taste it. I don't recommend that you actually use a straw. I'm going to leave that for now because I quite like that. I'm going to have a little bit of the waves here. We'll see how we go with that. Right, my white keeps getting yucky though because I've not been careful. Right, where to go next with this? I'm going to need to hurry up. Okay, we're at this stage. My camera's freaking out and overheating every 2 seconds for no reason whatsoever. So I've just put all of this beautiful resin on and I'm going to blast it with the heat gun and we'll see how long the camera lasts. Right, I'm having non-stop camera issues, so you only got 2 minutes there. I've put on some beautiful detail. I'm just going to try and heat it a tiny bit more. I'm about out of time. It's pretty gelled now. Okay, I'm coming around the other side and sending it back and we're done. I'm a bit happy with that. Okay. Okay, I'm done. We are finished, I think. Okay, I'll give you a closer look. I want to thank you once again for my absolutely beautiful t-shirt. And now I see why it has paint spills down it. Great idea. I'll bring you in a little bit closer and you'll see where I've added waves down. Oh, you see my reflection too. Not a lot I can do about that in this light. There we go. We have some gorgeous... Do you see it change colour there? Gorgeous lacing. Probably could do with another layer. Not because of its cover, but just because it's doing what I want it to do. I would just like it to do it a little bit more. Ooh, did he... Why are you jittering? I'm not even moving. Jumpy, jumpy. Strange. My camera's going to freak out in a minute anyway, so I'll just get you a closer video. Oh, it's gone really jittery. Oh, sorry for that halo of light there. That's annoying. It'll come out possibly in the morning. Just because my phone's done nothing but misbehave tonight. It's I can't talk. Jittering and jumping all over the place. You see that? It's not smooth. The phone, that is. Okay. In fact, it's doing my head in. You can see slightly better from this side, even if it is upside down. See, beautiful. Really happy with 98% of it. This bit did really well, considering. But even with the beautiful lacing, it doesn't really have the depth of the rest of the piece. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Right, we're in for a 6th layer on this piece. I've given it a clear coat, all my resin's mixed up. I started off with 450 millilitres and I've just made myself 3 pigments. I've gone with my darkest powder blue, spray paint black and a spray paint for the white. I'm wanting to bring the waves around this bottom area a little bit more and add a little bit of black for the shadowy area. I'd like a wave to be coming over here and just a bit of the foam putting back here where the previous wave was breaking. So I'm going to carry on with that and I'll just be quiet and speed up most of the video for this part. Let's get it done. Get you a better shot than this, but I am done. I am happy. There is so much going on in this piece. It's perfect now. I am so pleased with it. Got breaking waves everywhere. And such beautiful depth to it. Yep, I'll get you a better shot than that, but we are done. 6 layers and that's it.